Kisa Wandera, thank you for joining us tonight. So Deputy President Dr. William Ruto allied leaders will soon hit the road with the nationwide BBI meetings, only days after they agreed to attend similar meetings convened by Ruto's bitter rival ODM leader Raila Odinga. But why might the Ruto campaign have changed tune? And who's fooling who in this new game of wits? Our political affairs reporter Mrimi Mwangi begins our broadcast tonight as he seeks some answers.
Like two classic poker gamers sizing each other's mastery of wit, skill and strategy. Deputy President William Ruto's allies and the ODM leader Raila Odinga-led camp have been embroiled in one hell of a game of wits in what easily passes for a fierce pre-2022 warm-up to the battle of who ultimately lifts the political prize from the now famous Building Bridges initiative. But another round of bitter political clash looms after a group of pro-Ruto leaders in a memorandum signed by 175 legislators endorsed a decision to spearhead nationwide BBI rallies.
We thought that they had seen the light, that they will now be attending meetings organized by the BBI team. But now, what they have come up with is that they want to do parallel meetings, and they want they have to come up very clear that it is not now them joining the BBI team. They are creating parallel meetings, and they are not just meetings, they are public rallies.
You cannot be uniting Kenyans and saying Building Bridges initiative when the 153 members here of Parliament are saying we are not headed to the right direction. And therefore, then you must go back to the drawing board and ask, what are they saying? How can we unite Kenyans in a better way?
But what might have swayed the pro-Ruto TANGATANGA grouping to the planned nationwide rallies, including the planned February 8th Nakuru meeting less than 3 weeks to a similar forum convened by the Odinga camp at the same venue? The Odinga side says it reads a sinister motive, including an alleged plot from Ruto's handlers to scuttle any likelihood of BBI-anchored constitutional amendments, likely to derail his 2022 chances of succeeding his boss President Uhuru Kenyatta, including what appears to be a fierce opposition push to revert to a parliamentary system that slashes executive authority from the office of the president by introducing a prime minister and 2 deputies. Pundits, however, argue the Ruto camp's decision to hit the road with separate BBI meetings within individual counties as the unit of focus could be a strategy to steal the thunder from the Odinga camp that has seemingly owned the BBI process through regional forums complete with delegate meetings that also dispatch memoranda endorsed by the specific region's governors to the BBI steering committee for consideration in the final document due on the 30th of June. But who is fooling who in this game of wits?
If they want to engage in parallel rallies, we'll be dividing the country. The process is supposed to unify the country, not divide the country. And when they are joining us, they should not come with any condition, because Ruto is the deputy to President Uhuru Kenyatta. The leader of this BBI formation is his boss, President Uhuru Kenyatta.
I can tell Kenyans boldly that I don't think the agenda that they are looking for in terms of economic issues, development issues, ensuring that our Jubilee agenda manifesto is implemented, the answer is not in the BBI.
Conversation that has been going on in the rallies up to now has always been about deputy president, about the differences in Jubilee and so forth. Our participation will redirect the conversation to issues, and really what Kenyans are yearning for are issues.
The train has left, and we've realized it is too late, because Kenyans have accepted overwhelmingly from Nyanza, Western Coast, now to Mount Kenya, the message will be the same. So please, let us have one meetings.
And with the clock fast ticking to the task force's June 30th deadline, the battle of wits now heads to the streets and in the boardrooms as the Ruto and Odinga camps strategize to draft recommendations that resonate with the popular sway as the parallel BBI meetings begin. Mrimi Mwangi, KTN News.
Still on that political note, Deputy President William Ruto's allies have announced they will stage parallel BBI public meetings to sensitize Kenyans about the initiative's objective. Speaking in Naivasha Monday after a two-day retreat, the over 150 members of parliament say their decision is informed by what they term as a people-oriented initiative and not the whims of the political elites. The legislators have further made public their resolutions, with the most notable one being increasing the judiciary budgetary allocation from the current 1% to 3.5%, as Alan Ochanda reports.
After a 5-hour meeting, Deputy President William Ruto's allies emerged. A political whirlwind could be in the offing if their raft of resolutions and proposals are anything to go by. The leaders now say they will conduct countrywide BBI crusades, claiming the current initiative has been hijacked by politicians. The leaders insist their meetings will not be aimed at countering the current series of rallies spearheaded by opposition chief Raila Odinga.
The first rally of this team, the BBI, on 8 February 2020 in the great town of Nakuru.
The discussions have mainly been on personalities and positions of the political class.
We who believe in issues have come to return the river to its course. And that course is about issues and uniting the country. We will not allow in our political, in our public engagements, any conversation that will be geared towards one side. We'll talk about Kenya or individual. We'll never discuss an individual.
Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen and other TANGATANGA members of parliament attended the BBI Mombasa chapter, and though they seem to read from a common script, it is evident it wasn't rosy and were uncomfortable with how it was handled.
All of us who went to Mombasa rally, even though Moses Kuria, Mheshimiwa Ali and Aisha were denied an opportunity to speak. But at least they sat there and listened like any other citizen, despite all the humiliation that went place. But that was a step. Mombasa was a step.
The MPs nevertheless making public their resolutions. In their bait that they want to dangle is the judiciary budget. The MPs now propose the judiciary's budget be raised from the current 1% to 3.5% of the national budget. Murkomen saying this must be entrenched in the constitution. And as TANGATANGA planned for the popularization initiatives, Meru County Governor Kiraitu Murungi has announced that all the 11 Mount Kenya counties will speak from a common front on the BBI matter.
We shall give our views as Meru County, and we shall organize the largest BBI ever meeting at Ikonoru Stadium on the 15th of February this year, which will be attended by people from Meru, people from Wembu, and the people from the Kikuyu community in the central, in the 11 Ngema counties. That will be the largest BBI rally seen in this country.
Should Ruto allies make real their threat of parallel rallies, the deep-rooted suspicion within the ruling party may just be brought to the fore. Even as politicians keep changing goalposts, they seem to be arriving at a common convergence that a plebiscite is the only perfect remedy to the troubles bedeviling the country, as specific issues must be entrenched into the constitution. Alan Ochanda, KTN News.